Deputy Charlie McConalogue, and it's to the Minister for Transport, Tourism and Sport, the need for state investment in tourist facilities at Malin Head, County Donegal. Deputy McConalogue.
And thank you for selecting this topical issue today, and thank you to Minister Donohoe as well for coming in to actually address the topic. Minister, I hope today that you can give us some positive update in relation to the potential for investment by Bord Fáilte in tourism facilities at Malin Head. I know that the role of actually distributing the investment is primarily a role for Bord Fáilte, Minister. However, you as the Minister do allocate that funding to them. And indeed, I know that you have been absolutely full square as well behind Bord Fáilte's initiative in relation to the Wild Atlantic Way, and I very much welcome that initiative from Bord Fáilte, and also for your support and backing of it, and indeed for the investment that has been provided to actually bring facilities into place at different parts across the country. And I would encourage you to actually continue that through further investment, Minister. Donegal indeed is already seeing the benefits of the Wild Atlantic Way initiative. We're seeing an increase in terms of visitor numbers, and I have no doubt that that will continue to increase and put forward the very real merits which people are aware that the county has in relation to its tourist product, and see more people come there. But crucial to that as well, Minister, as you well know, is actually ensuring that the facilities are in place to match the concept. We have the natural landscape, we have the people, we have the businesses who are willing to tap into it. But we also now need to see the actual infrastructure and tourist infrastructure put in place. Donegal is fortunate to have 3 out of the 15 signature points on the Wild Atlantic Way, those being in Donegal, Slieve Lee Cliffs, Malin Head Lighthouse and indeed Malin Head. We also have 30 of the waypoints, of which there are 150 on the entirety of the Wild Atlantic Way. So overall, you're looking at about 1/5 of the signature points and the waypoints on the entire Wild Atlantic Way being within the county itself. There has been investment in Slieve Lee Cliffs in recent times. There's also very welcome investment in Malin Head Lighthouse, where there's accommodation now due to open after investment through the Irish Lights, working with Donegal County Council and Bord Fáilte in delivering a product there, and more investment needs to be allocated there as well to finish the product and deliver toilet facilities and reception facilities there. And I commend them for the progress they've made. But specifically today, Minister, I want to talk in relation to Malin Head. The local community have been working very hard, along with Donegal County Council and Michael Heaney heading up the directorate there, and also with Bord Fáilte through Joan Crawford in the county, in terms of actually putting in place plans which can be brought forward. And I'd like to commend my local councillor Martin McDermott, who has worked very hard in relation to this, along indeed with Malin Head Community Association, and also the Malin Head Working Group under the auspices of IDP, which Initial Development Partnership, which have already invested along with the Locks Agency in Phase 1 development at Malin Head, which includes walkways and indeed a viewing platform. What I'm asking you today, Minister, is for an update in relation to funding for Phase 2, which is for toilet facilities, of which there are none at the moment, and for parking facilities for buses and for cars. Donegal County Council approved the planning permission for this initiative just last Monday, and the way is now clear for Bord Fáilte to come forward with the funding, and if they do that, we can see work and begin very promptly, Minister. So I hope you will have some positive news for us today.
Thank you very much. Minister, 4 minutes.
Thank you, Cathaoirleach. I want to thank the Deputy for raising this matter. As he has already said, the Wild Atlantic Way is Ireland's first long-distance touring route. It stretches from the Atlantic coast, across the Atlantic coast, from its own county to West Cork. Funding was provided in 2014 and 2015 for capital investment for the development of the route. This funding was initially directed towards route signage and developing the 160 discovery points along the route. Last year, Fáilte Ireland and Donegal County Council completed the Wild Atlantic Way signage programme in the Inishowen area. Fáilte Ireland also worked with Donegal County Council on a programme of remedial works for Wild Atlantic Way discovery points. There are 36 of these in Donegal, including 10 in Inishowen. I understand that these are now 90% complete in your own county. The next stage of infrastructural development, which will be rolled out along the Wild Atlantic Way in 2015, is the installation of photo points and interpretation panels at all 188 discovery and embarkation points, of which there are 36 in Donegal. These are being fabricated at present, and I can inform the Deputy that the installation of these panels will commence in Donegal in July. While the route is still being fully developed, the Wild Atlantic Way has already become a central part of our overseas promotion. That said, given how long it takes to get on the international travel map, I expect it will be this year and next before it gets the recognition that it needs and deserves amongst potential tourists. I am happy, though, that the Wild Atlantic Way project will bring more overseas visits to Donegal and, in particular, to Inishowen. As you know well, Deputy, your county is renowned greatly for its rugged coast, its attractive beaches, and it is steeped in history and folklore. The area has something for all tastes, including walking, fishing, swimming and photography. It's also close to the splendid golf courses in Inishowen, such as Port Salon and Ballyliffin. Malin Head is a key signature point on the Wild Atlantic Way and a key stop on the route. While it is one of the 3 signature points on the Wild Atlantic Way in Donegal, it is of the greatest importance, as it marks the most northerly signature point on the route, and it's already an iconic location. In regard to future development of Malin Head Discovery Point, while my department provides funding to Fáilte Ireland for investment in tourism projects such as the Wild Atlantic Way, it's not, as the Deputy has acknowledged, involved in the developing and managing of these projects. The allocation of grant funding is a matter for the Board of Fáilte Ireland. However, I am aware that planning permission was granted this week for some basic facilities at Malin. I'm also aware that Fáilte Ireland is working closely with Donegal County Council on the development of a more comprehensive and integrated plan that will reflect the significance of the Malin Head signature point. This will hopefully lead to an application by Donegal County Council for funding for the development of Malin Head. In taking this development forward, both Fáilte and the Council have had to have regard to the sensitivity of the landscape. That said, I can assure the Deputy that both I and Fáilte Ireland fully appreciate the need for state investment in tourist facilities at Malin Head. Indeed, Fáilte Ireland regard Malin as a priority location for investment. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy, for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Minister. And I welcome the fact that you're saying that Bord Fáilte regard Malin Head as a priority location for investment. But it's also crucial now, Minister, that we actually see that investment happen promptly and that there not be delays in relation to the delivery of genuine tourist facilities at Malin Head. Donegal County Council, working with Bord Fáilte and in presenting to them up until now, have outlined 3 phases. Phase 1, which was the walkways and viewing platform, which is complete. Phase 2, for which planning was granted this week, is toilet facilities and car parking facilities. And Phase 3, and then, is the development of a more iconic destination and facility at Malin Head, which will be a key pull and attraction for tourists. I don't think there should be any stalling now in relation to the provision of the basic facilities which tourists can expect, such as toilets and bus parking and car parking, additional bays for them over and above what's there at the moment. And as I say, there isn't toilet facilities there at the moment, Minister. Yet we have a situation where we have about 100,000 people a year visiting Malin Head. That could be greatly enhanced if basic facilities were in place, and it could also be very significantly enhanced if we had an iconic project there, Minister, which work needs to continue on. But I would ask you, coming from today, that you would give the message to Bord Fáilte of the importance now of moving on and backing financially the Phase 2 development of parking and toilets, which planning permission has now been granted for. It's a basic ask. I think, Minister, the future is very bright for Malin Head. It's bright for tourism in Donegal. But indeed, it is time now that Malin Head took its place as one of the key tourist attractions in our country. That's going to require everyone working together. But a basic first step, Minister, and one we need to see taken promptly, is actually the delivery now of funding for parking bays and toilet facilities there. And I would ask that you emphasise that to Bord Fáilte. And once again, I would like to thank the local community, Malin Head Community Association and the Shown Development Partnership, local representatives, and in particular Councillor Mark McDermott, for their work with Donegal County Council and Bord Fáilte on bringing this project forward. And certainly, Minister, I look forward to working with you and all of those as well to try and ensure we see proper facilities and Malin Head developed to its full potential.
Minister.
Thank you, Deputy. I had the opportunity myself a while ago to spend some time in your own county, and I think actually Deputy Griffin's county, the two counties that I've been in alongside the Wild Atlantic Way, that when you get to a particular fork in the road, you can turn in either direction and still end up on the Wild Atlantic Way. And it reflects how long a route it is, how comprehensive it is, and also the great work that local authorities have done to take advantage of this initiative and to use it to rejuvenate local tourism. I would say to you, Deputy, that the initiatives that you're referring to there, whether it be the Wild Atlantic Way, whether it be what is now happening with the Great Irish Lighthouse project, they're all initiatives that have come from government, they're funded by government. They've come from government because of our commitment to developing tourism in our country. And to touch on a point that you made, Deputy, which is an important point, to develop balanced regional development and to make the most of what all of different parts of our country have to offer. In relation to the particular point that you've made to me on Malin Head, as I have said to you, Deputy, and I think you noted it there, the Fáilte have already accorded very high importance to the further development of Malin Head. It is definitely seen as a project that is an integral part of the future development of the Wild Atlantic Way, for the reason I mentioned earlier on, in terms of it being the northmost point. It's already an area of great attraction, and I think it can even do better in the years to come through the support which the Wild Atlantic Way will give us. So, Deputy, I will raise the point that you have made with me with the Board of Fáilte Ireland, but I think it is a matter they're very much aware of, and they are doing their best to deliver. And I'm always working within government to try and secure any funding that is available to develop facilities like this. Thank you, Minister.